Right, so very poignant this morning. Everybody, not everyone has, but some of you have got your fat percentages, your age, fitness relations. There's a few that hanging their head in shame and always drinking his drink like an absolute hero. Some of you are 19 years old and some of you are 40. Albeit, actually, you're only 23, so 19 sounds like fucking old to me, young to me. If you're only 4 years, you're junior, but all very good. I'm not going to take that away from you. So, really poignant that I want to talk about this day, but it's using your numbers, and it's something that I look at on a regular basis, and sometimes you'll just see me stood in front of the board looking at where we're at and what we've achieved and where we go to, but regularly I'm looking at the KPI numbers for each of you individuals at the end of your months meetings, but also on a regular basis of reviewing how do you improve yourselves. P90X, which is insanity. There's the other one's called the Insanity Workout, and Bruno Mars quotes it in one of his songs. I won't sing it for you. But P90X is 90 days of fucking hell. You're on 1,300 or 200 calories a day, and you work out for 60 to 90 minutes every day. And it's the most hellish thing I've ever done. I would probably fucking age range of around 12 after I finish that. It's that literally that horrid, and it just strips you completely of 3 months, no takeaways, no alcohol, no fun. You just train and you eat. And I was eating tuna out of a can and sweet corn. That was my life. You measure everything you go through. But one of his fantastic, how do you know what you did? How do you know what to do if you don't know what you did? And that's one of his things. Because when people lift weights, oh yeah, I'm in the gym, I'm lifting weights, but how do you know what to do if you didn't know what you did? You have to write down your numbers. So in my phone, I've got all the weight lifts of what I do in my phone, saying for bicep curls I lift this, for this reps, and this reps, so you know all your numbers, and then you can see them go up. For Bradley, he doesn't need to worry about it because 10 kilograms for the rest of your life is absolutely sound. But how do you know what to do if you don't know what you did? Right? Who knows what activity they need to do to generate the numbers of leads that they need? Because if you don't turn around to me and go, I know, then it's because you've not looked at your sheet and gone, I know how many leads I need to, how many activities I need to do to generate the number of leads. Granted, we haven't tracked it until recently, but I know how many targeted emails to do. I know how many LinkedIn BDs to do. I know how many X, Y, Z to do to generate the number of leads that I need. I know how many BD calls I need to do in order to generate the number of searches I require. Looking at those numbers and going, where are my numbers, where are they at, will give you the answers to what you need to do. Okay, if we look at, I'll use Halima as an example here. Halima's last year, I think Halima 2 years ago, we were at hundreds of press calls to make a flaming placement. And I was like, this is great, Halima, but you need to do 250 press calls a fucking month to get to where you want to be. For those listening, presentation calls are when we present a job to a client, to a candidate, and share with them the job details. So we can then improve on that. And I don't know what you're at now, but I know that you're sub 50 now, so maybe even sub 30. But those numbers, we can then go, this is what you need to improve on. So most recruitment companies and most sales companies are like, how do we beat up Ollie because he's not done his send out numbers? And how do we, put the knife in and say you've not done your activities, right? It's how do you reduce those numbers down so the quality works? But the first thing in order for you to do that is you need to do the volume to generate the numbers, to then generate the experience, to then be able to improve the quality. So if you are looking at what do I need to do in order to get to where I want to be, the answer is the flaming whiteboard with all the KPIs on there, and that is the answers to where you need to be. And then looking at your KPI numbers, which we can send you, of all the historical numbers of where you've been at. Okay? Now, that's all great and well and done, and when we know those numbers, we can then look to improve them. When you know your fat percentage and you go up, you're going to be fucking annoyed. Because I'm going to the gym, why is my fat percentage going up? Oh, it's because I ate cake last night and I ate 2 cakes. And if I only ate 1 cake, then my fat percentage may have remained the same or whatever. Same with this. If you don't do the number of BD calls, if you don't do the number of targeted emails, if you don't do the number of X, Y, and Z, you will not achieve what you need to achieve and you won't get there. If you mirror someone with 10 years experience, you will not produce the level of results that someone with 10 years experience has, because they know their market, they have relationships, they have contacts, they have people who know. Okay? And a big advice. Best client we've got in the business, give or take argument with Jack, but, you know, if I don't do anything, I will still do 200,000. Right? There's no one in this room that's sat here going, if I don't do anything, I will still do 200,000. Because I've been in the business for 6 years and I've developed client relationships and developed contacts, therefore I can leverage that, right? Time allows those numbers to come down because you've got leverage in the bank of X, Y, and Z in contacts. But when you are looking and comparing yourself, those numbers need to be high in order for you to then be able to qualify. Not correct. Someone in recruitment, in a leadership role, telling people they need to do more. Wow. That's revolutionary. But looking at your numbers is the message I want you to think about today, and reviewing them and thinking, what do I need to do to achieve what I want to do? Because if I want to build 200,000 and I'm playing at the same level as someone who's been in the business for 3 years and I've only been in recruitment for 5 minutes, you are not going to win. You will not hit that. Right? If I've been in the business for 3 years and I want to build £1 million, am I playing at the same level as I was previously? Am I generating enough leads to produce enough searches? Am I, on my searches, producing enough press calls to produce enough candidates to be able to share them with my client? Etc., etc., etc. To the point where we will even know how many proactive CV sends you need to do in order to make a speculative placement. Okay, we don't have that data right now, so we recorded previously, but we are certainly doing it now. So what I want you to look at today is for everyone to go and look at their whiteboard numbers, and I will send out today everybody's KPI sheets so you can see them and just review them and think, what do I need to change, what do I need to do differently, what do I need to impact, and focus on impacting and changing those numbers, and that's what will drive you to where you need to be. Think of it like, my current fat percentage is X, how do I decrease current fat percentage, and think of it like your KPI numbers. My current number of searches I get on average, shit, I didn't realise I was only doing 1 search a month. I thought I was doing better than that. Okay, I need to get that to 2. Now the simple thing is, in order to get that to 2, I need to double all the numbers that I have. Welcome to recruitment leadership, just do more, right? Then you've got to think, well, is that plausible? The answer will be yes or no. Have you got enough time to double your work hours and work double of what you're doing right now? Are you able to maximize the time you're working in right now? Or you can do increase your numbers, increase your skill and your capability and your conversion levels, and focus around one area. Rather than going, I'm going to get better at recruitment, and then you look at recruitment and like, fuck me, there's a lot of stuff in recruitment, right? Get better. And my key number is, I'm generating enough leads, I'm just not converting them. So I need to get better at being able to convert those leads into searches. I'm not generating enough leads, so I need to get better at generating leads. Then you can drive the numbers the right ways, rather than going, I need to get better at retainers. I need to be better at retainers. Okay, are you generating enough leads to produce the number of search opportunities to pitch retainers? No. Right, great. Well, I'm phenomenal at retainers and I can sell a retainer to anyone, but the problem is I can't generate any opportunities to sell to anyone, so therefore I'll never actually sell a retainer, but I'm damn good at it. Okay, if we're talking about conscious incompetence, before everybody learned, if you ever speak to anyone who doesn't drive, is anybody who doesn't have a driving license in here? Right? But if you speak to that person, I bet they will tell you, Bradley, I'm fucking good at driving, I can drive anywhere. I can drive anywhere. You know, and anyone who says that, you're immediately like, fuck me, you don't have a license. Because someone who can drive and has a license doesn't show off the fact they can drive. Because it's a normal thing. I can drive. I've passed my test. I've done it for 10 years. I don't need to tell everyone and prove that I can drive. But it's exactly the same. With I can sell retainers, I can close deals, I can do X, Y, and Z. But if you don't put yourself in the position to be able to do so, it's not your biggest challenge. You need to upskill yourself on lead generation. You need to upskill yourself on the BD call and the approach. If you're generating enough leads, you need to upskill yourself. But the only way you can do that is by looking at your own numbers and thinking, how do I interpret these and how do I make myself better? And anybody around this table who wants to be a leader and a manager in the future, that's a key trait of a leader and manager. It's being able to go, Mo, you need to be better, or Mo, these are the 3 challenges you have right now. You're not getting this, you're not getting this, you're not getting this. And even the spreadsheet even breaks down the ratios for you. It tells you red, orange and green of where your highlights are. But if you're going to look at them, speak to me or Jack and then say, this is what I interpret of this data. Is it right? Am I on the right lines? Because it also could be that you could be interpreting your data incorrectly, and that might not be your biggest challenge. But looking at your numbers and recording those numbers, we already record them, but utilising that data to be able to improve yourself is key. And as you've now found, it's absolutely key with the gym. And like he's 42 years old, and Ollie's 19.